Which one of you's from the New York Times? You know there's only two genders, right?
I just take pictures.
There's only two genders, and they know that in Iowa. I challenge the New York Times reporter and the Washington Post reporter to try to milk a cow and then try to milk a bull and see how that goes.
Good old Kari Lake and comparing trans people to farm animals and milking bulls. Not entirely sure how the two are related. I'm confused. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe you're not confused. I don't understand how the example of milking a bull relates to trans people at all, especially considering that animals don't adhere to the gender binary. Gender is made up. You know that, right? The concept of gender, we made it up, and animals aren't aware of it. Anyway, politicians be getting real weird about their rhetoric around trans people, and specifically farm animals.
The gender dysfunction, things of that, which is being pushed by some people on the left, is now allowing, for instance, men to enter into the restrooms of the little girls, and it creates situations that I don't think are beneficial to society and the nuclear family as a whole. We have if we had a situation where a person wanted to transgender from male to female, once they had achieved that status and had the actual operation or whatever it was for the transition from one to the other, then they could have their things legally changed, identification changed to identify them as such. But we can't, I don't believe that we as a society should have all of the different binaries identified. I mean, what's going to happen when someday someone wakes up and they want to go to a far extreme and identify as a chicken or something, for crying out loud? Where do we draw the line?
I gotta be honest. I know a decent amount of trans and non-binary folks, and you know, there's quite a few of them. But the identifying as a chicken is not an issue that I am familiar with. I don't think it's a pervasive issue in our society. I don't really think it's something that we need to worry about. And see, that's how they fearmonger. One of the ways they fearmonger about trans issues is, well, they're just gonna keep going. Where do we draw the line? Who said we're gonna keep go? What are you talking about? You're making up problems and then fear-mongering about these made-up problems, like people identifying as a chicken. I'm sure maybe somewhere out there, one person in the world might want to identify as a chicken, but that's not really a pervasive issue in society, as far as I'm aware. I mean, I don't think I live under a rock. I work in the news. It's the same argument with gay marriage. Well, if we let same-sex people get married, what's gonna stop someone from marrying their dog? Who's doing that? Who's doing that? You see how they're making up a problem, and then they're making it gay people's fault or trans people's fault, and it's not really even a problem? Also, for the record, it's not men going into the bathrooms of little girls, and if you're afraid of men attacking people in the women's restroom, you're not afraid of trans people, you're afraid of men. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video, consider subscribing to Rebel HQ for more content like this. And if you want to check out my content that isn't news related, you can check out my personal YouTube page, Bad Gamer Wyatt. And I will see you in the next video.